Alrighty guys, time to replace Elliot Yo, and we've already got our first doomsday scenario. Thank goodness that this happened before the actual season started. That would have been so frustrating seeing Yo go down in the first quarter or something and having, half the competition get a massive jump on everyone that picked him. So kind of happy that it happened now, but at the same time it's annoying because we have to restructure. I don't think it's too big of a deal. Now I've done a fair bit of restructuring, so I'll show you my team. Well, I'll go through my team. You can obviously see it right now. So I've dropped Yo to Liam Jones. I think Jones, just because of the job security, and yeah, he could probably go 70, which would be enough. So happy to have him at D4. And then I've gone not Cunnington, Canelio down to Fife. And Fife's one that I'm scared of having in my team. But they reckon, I don't know, that X factor and the fact that he could play a bit more mid with Jager out. I don't know how long Jager's going to be out for, so I need to do a bit more research on that. But at this point, I'm liking the 5 pick just because that early run, obviously. I feel like if he isn't getting involved in that forward line, I feel like he will push up a bit. It looked like he was pushing up to the half forward, wing sort of area in the pracky. So I'm not super against it. I don't know if he can go the 100, but if he could go 85, 90, I'd be stoked. And he could just have some of those massive games where he might kick 3 or 4 goals, especially against North Melbourne. And who knows, maybe they just throw him in the mid. Maybe they just give him Jager's role. Probably unlikely, but yeah. Expect maybe a little bit of midfield minutes while Jager's out. And it's one of those hopeful picks more than anything, but if it goes wrong, we just go to a Flanders or a Callahan through DPP somehow. And then I've gone Warple up to Neil, so I'm still pretty confident in Warple. Obviously, average 97 for Titch joined, but I mean it's Lockie Neil. If he's going to get tagged, it's probably round 1. I don't think he will though. You look at how he went against Port. I'll show you just quickly. Try and get so you can see it. So he's gone 140, 130, and 177 in his last 3 against Port. He's got a bit of a personal vendetta against Port as well. Remember that game where Ken Hinkley's come out before the game, he's like, we're going to make it hard on Lockie or whatever. That was a pretty fiery game. I might actually watch the highlights for that, because that was actually, that was a good game. And that was one that literally just came into my head just then. But yeah, so Neil's, it's personal, I feel for Neil against Port, which, it's good. I also liked Roy Legg coming out and saying that, I got a few tricks up my sleeve or something along those lines. He's a fighter. He's not saying some cliche bullshit we'll back our system or some fucking dumb shit like that. He's just going against the grain and saying, you know what, I'll do my thing, and I'm not going to just lay down and let you guys fucking shut me down. So, yeah, love that fight in Laird, but at this point, I just think Neil probably won't get tagged. Yeah, it's a gut feeling. But yeah, anyway, let's get into some of the Yo replacements. So I think the easiest one is probably Jack Bose. Now, most people are going to have Liam Jones. I think Bose is going to play, I just said it in the video, I feel like I'm literally making another one about a couple of hours later. Jack Bose is one that's probably either going to play defence or midfield, and he literally doesn't have to average much to make 150k. I think it's about 80 odd, or 75. So I think the upside's pretty big. I think he's gone 90 in the past. So yeah, Jack Bose, he'll be fighting for his spot, which I don't like, but at the same time, it will probably make him play better because he's not in a team like Gold Coast where you can just cruise along and go through the motions. He's actually going to have to perform. I do like that, and I think he's actually a gun player. So yeah, it's a blind pick because we need to see where he's named, and we know that teams can lie in the fucking structure, the team sheets. So it's a blind pick, but it's one I'm willing to take a risk on. And then worst case scenario, he flops and we drop him to a Cowan or another defender rookie. I'm sure there'll be a couple pop up. So yeah, I think Bose is the best replacement. And if you're looking for a premium, I think Jeremy McGovern's a good shout. I really think he can go big this year. Now, obviously the injury is a big risk. His durability is a big risk, and he has got that, those 2 injury games in his average where he scored 30s. So, yeah, it's not good that he gets injured early in the game either. He does crash packs extremely hard, and the way he plays, it's like he's bound to get injured almost. It's a risky one. If you want someone slightly safer, I think you got to go Ridley if you don't have him, and if you don't have Ridley, go Doherty, and if you don't have either, maybe just go Cowan and field McKenna. I think that's probably the if you could maybe get another mid primo, I'd probably do something like that where I just back in McKenna. It's not something I want to do, but it's something I would do if need be. But yeah, I think Doherty and Ridley are probably the safest primo bets at this point in time. We know Dawson's probably going to get attention early, round 1 at least, and it seems like he is the one to tag if they're going to tag, because teams do know how damaging his kicking skills are. Same with Nick Dacos, so I'd probably rule those two out, and then Sicily's got the whole thing of maybe going forward and playing lockdown. So I'm not interested in him, and then Stewart's got 2 tags in the first 6 rounds. So at this point, it's a matter of who is there to pick. I think Ridley will never get tagged. Maybe he starts hot and he will. I don't know. Seems like Brad Scott, I haven't seen any official word, which worries me a little bit, but it does seem like he will be the type of coach to play Ridley a bit more freely. They've got some big boys down there. I think Laverde, Zerk Thatcher, and who is it? There's another one. It's not coming to my head, but yeah, I think Ridley plays loose and can go, 100, 105 maybe, and just slide into that top 8. If he's not, well, so be it. We'll have to sideways him at some point, but I think the upside's there. And then Doherty obviously got a nice role, could cop some attention, but I think Sard will probably negate that, and teams will just go, well, if they're going to shut down Doherty, Sard's going to get off the chain, and vice versa. So, yeah, happy with the Doherty and Ridley picks, but every other primo, besides maybe McGovern, worries me a lot. And McGovern even worries me, so I think that's what you have to do. I think Bose is the easy one, and then you'll have some money, and that's where the rest of the team changes, because you will have 60k. It could just be a simple McAndrew to Radicalia with that 60k. Could be getting a Philippou or something like that, which is something I'm still open to doing, or a Sheasel even if you had a little bit left over before that. So I don't think that it's a doomsday for no-yo. Like I said, I'm super happy that it's happened now rather than later, because a lot of, in my opinion, bad teams or not as good teams would have got bailed out by not starting him. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know who you guys are replacing Big Bad Yo with.